Hey guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. This is What If Deku is a Dragonkin, part 14. Now, before we begin our story, I looked at the performance of the last my last video. It did pretty well, so I guess I'll be dipping into more Ruby stuff in the future. So I could come up with some. I bet I could come up with some interesting ideas when it comes to the Ruby universe. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna go through all the seasons because I know I kind of lost interest in the show itself when it came to like the later seasons. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Something about it bugged me. I don't know what it is. It's just the story took another turn. It just took another route. I just didn't like it too much. Now, when it comes to the ship on that particular what if, I'm not sure who is going to be. So yeah, I've tried to think about what ship I should ship her with, but wasn't too sure. So I'll most likely put a pull up at some point with a bunch of the cast characters to see which one you want easy me to ship with. That's in same age length, at least the same age range. So because she's still quite young. I think I said she's around either like maybe 15, 14, maybe 16 at the most. So let's get started on our what if. Let's get to the story. As we cut some time, as Izuku and Mina did the beginning portion of their training to focus on studies first, as they're finally on their break, as you have Izuku and Mina on the couch in the living room of Izuku's place or his parents' place, Ryoko's. As Mina's curled up against Izuku, laying on her head on his chest, as she has Izuku's hand wrapped around hers, as she, as she looks up at Izuku, as she's like, "Izu, what's wrong?" As Izuku's, "Nothing's wrong, Mina." As she's like, as she gets up, as she sits on him, facing him, as she's like, "Mina, what are you doing?" Izu, I've known you for a long time, and give me some credit. I would know if my something was bothering you. After all, you are my boyfriend. After all, as she's not giving him a choice in his matter. She wants to know exactly what's on his mind. Very well. Come with me. As you might want to get off me first. I need I guess it's about time we had this talk. Had it, had this conversation. As Mina looks at him after she gets up, is this a bad conversation? As she's just worried. As Ezekiel's, no, it's nothing like that, Mina. Come with me. As they walk in the kitchen, as he sees Inko, she's doing dishes. As Ezekiel walks up to his mother, have you seen Mom? I need to talk to her. As Rico, yeah, I'm right here, dear. What do you need? As Ezekiel, it's time. As Ryoko knows exactly what Izuku's talking about. Are you sure? Are you positive are you positive you want this? As he's yes, it's I've hold on to this secret long enough when it comes to Mina. As Mina's physically confused, what you talking about, Izu, and what secret? As Rika, you know, once the secret comes out, you can't undo it, regardless of how Mina feels. I know, Mom. Very well. Come, follow me, Mina. As Rika gets away, as Inko follows. As Ryuko goes the hallway, as they follow, as she stops, as she moves the picture out of the way, as it's a fake apartment, as she slides it over, as she puts in the as she puts her eye against the machine, as it scans her eye, as next to it a door opens that wasn't there before. It's just a secret entrance to the house, or secret compartment. As the fake bookcase that's in the hall opens up, as Rico says, "Come on." As I mean, it's like a trap door. When did you? Oh, a secret entrance. When did you get that? As Rico goes, I had this for a while. As they go into the door, as they go flick the lights on, as they start going downstairs. Get to the end of it, as Ryoko's like, before you enter this, you must promise me, whatever you decide, once you see this, and once Izuku explain, tells you what he needs to tell you, keep this, whatever happens here, doesn't leave this house. Or, oh, sorry, in my understood Mina. Uh, she's like, yes, yes, Miss Rika. Yes, Miss Tsuma. That's the girl. As she opens it, as they all walk through, as there's not much in the room, but big, there's a big case for a good size. It's basically the his egg, basically what it is. It's on a stone tablet, or it has glass around it. It's encased in glass, so basically what it is. It's like a weapon they would display like a dinosaur egg in a museum. It's over glass. It's pretty big. So as Mina's visibly confused, a eggshell. As Izuku, no, it's not just eggshell. It's not just a eggshell. It's my eggshell. As what do you? I don't understand, Izuku. Izu, what's going on? Mina, dear. As Inka comes up, she's like, that's what he came out of when he was born. As Mina looks at Inko, like confused, she like, you what? You lay Izuku out of an egg? No, it's not. No, I personally didn't. I don't understand, Miss Tsuma. I don't understand what's this. I just don't get it. As Izuku helps Mina sit down, she doesn't understand. I guess I said. I guess I should tell the story. As Mina, I found Izuku in the. We established he came out of egg, right? And she nods her head. We found Izuku in a forest. Now, what I'm about to say, you might not believe it. I'm trying to. half the time I'm wrapping around my head. I'll wrap this thing around my head as well. After we crashed our car, we got stranded and well, we had to travel in the forest and we came upon a scene where a portal opened and a egg kind of hovered out and lay gently on the ground. As Mina thinks it's a joke, as she looks over to Izu, as she knows he has a serious face, and as she's like, you're not kidding, are you?" As Inko's like, "No, my dear. No, Mina, I'm not." "Go on." As Mina says, "Go on, Miss Tsuma. You you could call me Inko, Mrs. Miss. No, you're close enough to our family. That's the only reason we're telling you this. Give it this Ezekiel Seeker. It's his choice, but we approve of you knowing this, considering how close you two have got over, how close you two have come to each other." As she's like, "Okay, then where did Izu come from?" As Izuku, "I don't know, Mina. That's the thing. I don't know where I came from." Yeah, because he really doesn't have no clue of his planet's destruction. So, he's adopted. So, is he adopted? Did you adopt him after you found him? As Inko, "No, he's not adopted." As she's confused, "What do you mean?" "According to my fellow colleague, a fellow good friend of the family, when I'm sorry, let me start this again. A good friend of the family told me he has the basis of theory how Izuku hatched from his egg. When I found Izuku, I accidentally cut my hand on the egg as blood, made contact with it, and therefore your mother, Izuku's mother, cut herself as well. And our good friend said that was how to activated birthing process in technical terms, Mina. We had blood samples. He does have some human DNA. I am, I am, as Izuku's, what they call my kind apparently, are Dragonkin. As Inko and, well, they know that, so, yeah, so, because of the whole, Bahamut incident, as me is like, how did, like, Dragonkin, what's that? It's a certain species that apparently exists, and there's a couple other ones, but they're not too friendly. Kind of unhinged, but enough about that. As, sorry, as Inko gestures to Ryoko to leave the room, they both leave the room to give them some privacy. As Izuku's sitting down, he's like on a chair. "Even though I'm not human, my feelings for you has never changed and will not change. Outside of my family, well, only priority in my life is you and my family. That's all that matters to me. I ever I would always have to constantly regulate my heat because I could kill someone easily, and I've always had to make sure that I don't use my full strength when I'm having contact with anyone, any physical contact, because if I don't, I might crush their hand just by mistake. Because whatever I am, this Dragonkin, it's dangerous, and I have to always keep a close eye on how I'm using my abilities. Sorry, guys, give me a second. As he looks away, as Mina, gets up, walks in front of him, as she grabs onto his head, as she tilts his head to meet her eyes, as they're face to face, as she's like, "Look at me, look into my eyes, Izu." As Izuku's looking in her straight in her eyes, as she places her forehead against his, as she's like, "I don't care. I really don't care. You're human, not human. You could be a Martian, all I care. My feelings for you will never change that. Look at me, Izu. I'm a pink alien. Look wise, at least." As she sits on top of him, on the chair, as she looks him in the eyes, it's like, it doesn't matter. Human, Dragonkin, they bleed all the same. They might have some differences now and then, but we're all still, living beings. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And people that judge people just by their appearance are not worth anyone's time. As Mina continues speaking, as she's like, "I'm a little hurt, though." As Izuku, what do you mean? It took you this long to tell me. I mean, given our relationship got a lot more serious recently here, but you you have been my best friend since we've met through all our school years. Izuku's about to say something as she puts her finger on his lips. Though that it kind of hurts, but I do understand why you did it. Understand why you kept it. Kept this sort of secret to to your family. Is there any as there's anything else you're hiding from me, Izu? As he's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Out with it." Apparently, my kind, at least the part I come from, is able to use magic. As she's like, "Magic? You can't be serious." As she's like, "You're not." And she's like, as, she, as she's like, "Spill." As Ezekiel explaining, as she's like, "What? You could, wait. You could give me magic?" Yeah. That's kind of why I've been distracted recently. That got your suspicions. That caught your well, that you caught suspicions of. I was debating if I if I would give you magic and that if I would give you the ability, how I would go about it if it was a correct decision and pros and cons of such decisions. Because if I did give you magic, Mina, there's you don't get it for free. There's always when it comes to when it comes to magic, there's always a cost. And no, I haven't had this secret for long of this part of it. I knew I was told I was able to. I'm sorry, as he's like, I knew I had the aptitude to give people magic. I just didn't know how to do it. consciously. And it means like, wait, is that why everyone's been all those riots? Yeah, apparently I gave a bunch of people magic subconsciously for some reason. But now I know how to do it. I'm I get able to take it away if they abuse such power. As Izuku, so do you want to learn it? As Mina looks at him for a couple seconds. What's the real reason you want me to learn this? Learn magic. I mean, I'll be happy to, but you're up to something. As she winks at Izuku. Izuku, like confused. What? Why does everyone think I'm plotting everything? Why does everyone think I'm plotting something? I'm not plotting some evil plan. I'm not a villain. As Mina laughs. As seriously, you plot all the time. As Izuku's like, whatever. The reason why I want to teach you magic is because I want to you to have something to fall back on, just in case your quirk doesn't. You come to a situation where you're not unable to use your quirk, your acid abilities. And no, Mina, I'm not calling you weak. You're far from weak. You just can't. People nowadays they just rely on their quirk too much. You gotta have something to fall back on, just for safe measures. Mina wraps her arms around Izuku as she's like, "Fine, I'll learn it. I'm actually excited for. I actually want to learn magic, actually, but it makes you feel better. You know, I'll double accept the offer." As she smiles, as they made it. They made out with each other for a good while. As Izuki took her home. Now a short pause on a story. This is kind of just thinking top us. Well, sorry. This part is just me. This on the spot. I didn't really think anything out whatsoever. So this is just some of the stuff that's coming up top of my head. So let's get back into the story. Is there time? Well, actually, we'll go. Sorry, guys, give me a second here. We cut to the next day. I'm gonna do a time skip during the so skip through all the rest of the training, but I want to get this in here first. As Izuku and Mina are out, early in the morning doing some training with magic and all. As Mina's, they're at the training area where no one's around. It's quite secluded. It's like a don't want to use Digaba Beach, but it's just a some random beach that Izuku drove to or had a driver. Either had a driver or he drove himself. So if he drove, I'm not sure what type of car he would have or any type of vehicle, but he had his driver drive him to the less trashy beach. I mean, okay, that area doesn't look all poor at Deggy Beach. I don't know why, like, they would dump some random shit on that beach. The area doesn't look all that, poor or, lower income areas. It doesn't look like that to me, but I'm just, I'm just stoned, so don't mind me. Let's get back to the story. As they get onto the beach, as Mina's like, so what's first? As he's accused, first we need to see what element you're more attuned to. Basically, I mean that we have to see what element you have mortality in it. It's your affinity. I'll use me for example. As you mean that fire? No, the fire. I'm able to produce that naturally. Don't have to use add. Don't have to use magic in that. But when I do, well, let's just say it gets very interesting. But we're not talking about my fire. I have affinity for enchantment magic, barriers, and lightning. As Izuku demonstrates, as she shoots like black lightning out of his hand. As that was quite powerful. As yeah, it when he shot it at the ocean, spread like Moses basically. you know, seeing all the fish on the land just flopping because there's no water there anymore. As a few seconds, the body of ocean goes back in place. As Minas, so how does this work? Am I able to use magic now? Did he activate it or what? This is kind of new to me. As Izuku gets a smirk, yeah, I'm gonna do that. As Izuku gets a smirk, as he walks over Mina, grabs her by the waist and kisses her. As Mina kisses back, as they break apart, as Mina's like, I don't mind the tension, but weren't you supposed to activate my magic, or able to, oh, to give me access to the magic? As Izuku's like, I did. And she's like, wait, you have to, you have, order to give magic, you have to have physical contact with, like a kiss. And Izuku's like, no, I just chose to. I was just interesting. As Mina gives him a devilish grin. He's like, you're, I'm gonna have to keep my eye on you. As, as they have a laugh about that, as Izuku's, well, he's mischievous sometimes, so, but only with Mina. He doesn't, only people where he's close to. So as we're gonna do a time skip. Yeah, we're gonna do a time skip. Now I'm gonna put a poll up. What element do you want Mina to use? She's gonna only have one element, so I'll put a random elements, magic elements on there. I wonder if I could give her yeah, I'll just give her different elements. Maybe some defensive spells in the mix, maybe. Whatever, I'll figure it out after the episode ends. Now we're gonna do the time skip. Now, over the rest of their time of their training for the entrance exam at UA or whatever exam they go to, don't know if they went to UA itself, but I think they did. Yeah, because I'm not thinking straight apparently today, so forgive me for that. Just a Globson gap in memory. Now, like what I was trying to say is during this time, the rest of their time before they have to go to the UA entrance exam, Izuku they trained in studies, pick up on martial arts a little bit, touch up on some forms that they need to work on. A little bit of quirk training, but majority of the time it's magic training one on one with Izuku, and he's very strict. Mina had a hard time learning how to channel magic properly, but after that, using magic, her first sorry, Learning to channel magic properly made her use her first spell early on in training. So because of she knows the fundamentals of magic because of Izuku, she understands it after a while. After a while, she understood it more after Izuku had explained to her a certain way. I'm not going to go into that because we're already at 30 minutes and I have to end this episode pretty soon. Izuku gets out of bed, jumps out of bed as his alarm went off, as he gets dressed, as he runs downstairs, as he goes, eat breakfast first before you leave. Don't have time, Mom. I'm going to be late. Mina's going to have a field day on this one. She's going to nag at me. All right, dear, you have a good luck on your test. And she's like, thanks, Mom. As the driver, waiting outside for him, as he plops his wing, as he spawns his wings out, as he flies off, as the driver, hey, wait, young master, as he's gone, as Inku's like, he's gone. Why couldn't I? Had to get hired by a bunch of heroes, a hero family they have freaking wings. Couldn't get hired by someone else, other hero family. As long as it's not a Devers family. As long as it's not the Todorokis. Guess, I guess I'd be fortunate I still have a job. If this continues, that might change. As he's worried about, because Izuku likes flying, so yeah. I think it's like don't worry. You've been employed as our family for quite some time. We have no desire to end your employment here, so you're good. You just gotta be faster. As Inka goes back to her daily routine, as the driver scratches his head nervously, like he doesn't know what to do. So as he goes about his business that he does normally, Izuku flies down as he sees Mina outside her gate, tapping her foot down. Just pace her foot back and forth. That pose that they do with like you're annoyed that someone's late, as she's like, "You're late, Izu." I know, sorry, overslept. Because he pressed the snooze button on the alarm constantly, so he wasn't ready to get up. Fine, we're gonna be late regardless now. As Mina's like, all right, carry me. As he's like, what? You're going to fly and going to carry me there. That's your punishment for being late. As fine, just don't direct me towards any signs, please. That was that one time, Izu. As he carries her in her arms, as he flies off with her, as they fly to the entrance exam, as that took notice to everyone around me. Well, no, not me personally, but around Izuku. Phrased that a little bit wrong way, but whatever. As Izuku looks up the building, I think it's Yue, so I'm saying that if it's not, it is in my story, so I really don't care at the moment. I'm just too stunned right now. So he's like, so this is the school that we're applying to. They sure are throwing their weight around. As it's all the entrance exam is for the future new heroes, but they do advertise a lot during that event. So yeah, it's like, oh, gotta love capitalism. All right, Mina, let's go. As we're going to stop it there. That's a good spot to leave it off. it would have been yeah, it'll be a longer episode. I need to think about how I'm going to go about this quirk assessment, or yeah, the quirk assessment thing, or I don't the entrance exam. Sorry, thinking the wrong thing. See which way I'm gonna go about it. Have Ezekiel just mile through like majorly, or make him hold back. I'll figure that out in the next part. So I hope you guys have a good night and day, judging by time zones. All right, bye.